Well, this week nearly fell apart. It's Valencia Marathon Training Week 2. Welcome to PKSRUNS. Well, welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Paul. This is PKSRUNS. We are now in Week 2 of Valencia Marathon Training. I had a pretty good idea of what I wanted to do this week, and the plan just got away from me. It happens sometimes, but how you respond is key in these situations. But let's just go back exactly 1 year, because today is 1 year exactly since I ran my 2:45 marathon at Loch Ness. And wow, what a day that was, worth just remembering. That was an incredible run, an incredible day, and to some extent really sets the basis of where we're at now. I had an absolute howler in London. I ran 3:15, which I know it sounds like a good time. I was aiming for 2:40. I got a bolt through the carbon plate of my Alpha Fly. I mean, you can't script that kind of thing. You can't prepare for that kind of thing. It really messed with my head. But that's done. We are now focusing on Valencia, 7th of December. I'm going, honestly, with no real expectations. I'd really love to get a sub 3. I would love to beat my PB, but I'm not really holding anything tightly. I'm a new man. I am just very, very chilled out, very relaxed about how I do over the next couple of months. I want to keep enjoying running, and to some extent I am. So this is all good. The way that this video is going to work is I'm going to take you into my Strava data for the week. We're just going to have a look through the workouts that I've done, the sessions that I've done, and we are going to talk about what worked well and what didn't work so well. We'll talk about why this week fell apart a little bit of an unforced error, if I'm honest. And then we will look at today's run. It was a long run. That's why my hair looks like I've just come out of the shower, because I have just come out of the shower. I had a lovely shower. I had a great run. Yes, the hair is looking a little bit... I got asked this week if I was homeless. I hadn't shaved for about a week and a half, and the hair's obviously looking a little bit scruffy. I'm not homeless. I'm still very much homed, but I am just enjoying these sort of slightly beach vibes that I've got going on here. So let's go across to the Strava data. You can see here that I have got my week's workouts up on the screen, and I'm just going to go through in a little bit of detail, but not too much detail, just kind of how the week went. My general plan for my training weeks up until this point has been Monday, Wednesday, Friday, easy runs. And what I'm classing as an easy run, heart rate well under 142. So generally looking for kind of mid 130s, maybe a bit lower if I really want to have like a solid recovery run. I'm not going to talk about those because they are just generally, in honesty, I just have a nice run in the sun from the gym, and there's not a lot more to say other than they're feeling really good. Every run this week felt good. My paces are strong. Let's just go into what we're calling Magical Monday here, and let's have a look. What was the pace looking like? Yeah, 4:47 per kilometer. Average heart rate, let's just scroll down there, 136. So as you can see, absolutely bang on what we're aiming to do there. First kilometer, 5:23. They're nicely steady, just comfortable. I mean, genuinely, I'm finding running really enjoyable. I'm finding it incredibly comfortable. All the work that I've done over the last 2-3 months on low intensity, under my maximum aerobic function, is really, really paying dividends. Consistency is compounding. It is making all the difference. So let's go back to the data. My first workout that I did of the week was on Tuesday. I basically wanted to tackle some hills. That was the idea of the workout. I did a sort of a 2-3 kilometer warm-up and then I got into some hill repeats just around here, around Wemden Hill. You can see up and down, up and down, up and down. Now, these weren't meant to be sprints. I just wanted to do a reasonable pace and get the heart rate up and then just jog down gently. I made a bit of an error with them. You can see I did 10 nice repeats there. They look very, very much like they're consistent. I didn't do laps on my watch, and in honesty, I regret it because it means that I don't have any data for you. But the reason I didn't do it is because I felt like if I timed them, I would be more inclined to kind of go off and sprint, and that was never part of the plan. It was always just about just getting some good elevation and steady pace in those climbs. I think if I do that workout again, which I'm sure I will do the lap repeats because it just gives me a really helpful metric to measure. However, you can see here that actually my paces are really good. I managed to hold just a nice, steady, comfortable pace. When I came down from my final repeat, I actually went straight into a little bit of a tempo. So 356, 356, 401, 456. So a couple of kilometers, just a bit of a faster pace, faster effort, and then finished off with a nice cool down. You can see if I actually go to the lap data, you can see again, just keeping a nice average heart rate of in the 140s. Then this couple of kilometers I did a bit faster, up into the 150s, and then recovering really nicely, getting back down into the 130s. So for me, the key data metric is my heart rate. In honesty, that's the only thing I care about. Pace is one thing, but pace against heart rate really tells a story. If you're a runner, if you're training for a marathon, honestly, I would be looking at your heart rate data. You know, this really, really tells the tale for me. So that was Tuesday morning. On Tuesday night, I used my Pulsio TENS pods. And I've been using these. This isn't an advert, I'm not paid for this or anything. I've been using these all the time. Absolutely incredible for muscle recovery. There are 5 different modes on these, and there's one mode that is for muscle strengthening. On Tuesday evening, I slapped these on my left calf and decided for some reason to do a muscle strengthening session and turned the intensity right up, and it really hurt. But for some reason I didn't stop it. I just kept on going with it. But I woke up on Wednesday morning with a really, really tight left calf. I went out and did a normal recovery run. Everything felt really good. No complaints. Went to bed on Wednesday evening, calf still feeling a little bit tight. Thursday morning, I was planning on doing 10 by 1K repeats at interval pace, which would have been somewhere around the 3:30 per kilometer pace. A hard session, 2 minutes recovery. I woke up and my calf was literally tender to touch. And I think, in honesty, just really bad DOMS. I don't think it was injury, but I knew that I needed to rest. And honestly, the best call I've possibly ever made. I think historically I've always just run through things like that, just been like, right, mind over matter, mind over injury, and it has frankly got me nowhere. So Thursday, I did nothing. I didn't go out for a walk, I rested, and by the end of the day, the calf felt a heck of a lot better. Friday morning, I got out for an easy run again. Everything felt good. So my decision to not get out and do that workout was absolutely the right decision. Now, what did I do in that situation then? I just didn't panic. I made the decision there and then. I'm not going to try and do that workout at another point in the week It's gone. It doesn't matter. It's only week 2 of training. I don't think it's going to matter if I miss that workout. I'm not following a plan. I'm just making this up as I go along. And honestly, I felt okay with it. The idea was that I would get some kilometers in on Friday, do a long run on Saturday, and then do a few miles or kilometers today to get myself back up to 110. Obviously, having had a rest day on Thursday and missed some mileage. As it happens, I got up yesterday, had a lazy morning. I was up watching the Ryder Cup till late on Friday night. And yesterday, I just didn't feel like doing a long run. So I went and did 11k at a decent pace, if I'm honest. Let's just have a little look at this one, because this was a good run. I went out to Steert Marshes and had a really, really lovely run. The first few kilometers were relatively snappy. Then I had a few kilometers that were pretty slow because it was properly off-road. And then I had a bit of a faster finish. I just enjoyed it. Honestly, I am just loving running. I drove out there with Laura. Laura walked the dog. I ran, and then we drove home. And yeah, it was great. Leaving me with 32 kilometers to do this morning. And another late night last night with day 2 of the Ryder Cup. And oh my days. I mean, just exceptional golf. Exceptional viewing. But anyway, let's come on to this morning's run. I made the decision last night, even though I was in bed super late, that I would get up early and I would keep the routine and get out for a long run. And oh my goodness, I'm so glad I did, because I have had a dream morning. Let's go across to the data and have a look at this morning's run. The idea of today's run was, as I said, 32 kilometers. I really intentionally wanted to keep my heart rate around 142. The purpose of that really is about building the aerobic engine, and today's run was exactly that. Let's just go into the lap view. I effectively had a bit of a warm-up, and then I just kept my heart rate 142, 143, 144, super solid. I lost control of it a little bit around here, but you can see my pace is starting to increase. I took on 40 grams of carbs at 10k. I took another 40 grams at 20k, and then around the 7-8 kilometer, 27-28 kilometer, I took on another 40 grams of carbs. I think my race day strategy is I want to try and take on 120 per hour, which I know is a huge amount. I'm not going to try and build to that yet, but I am going to work towards doing that just to really keep those muscles as fueled as possible. I had a Pure Sport electrolyte drink before I went out and didn't take on any fluids whilst I was running. Got to 27 kilometers and felt like I think I've got something, I've still got gas in the tank. So I made the decision at kilometer 27 just to leave nothing out there and go for a bit of pace for the last 5k. And you can see here, absolutely brilliant finish. Heart rate still really nicely in control, obviously up to 160, nowhere near maximum, not like busting my balls, but actually putting in a really, really solid effort. From a best efforts point of view from that run, let's have a look there. 5k, 20:09 at the end, a 42-minute 10k, 1:32 half marathon. Look, this is all just trending in the right direction. I think in comparison to where I was at before Loch Ness, I think I'm fitter, if I'm honest. I'm sure I could look into the data and validate that, but my sense is I am fitter. That is super positive. So what have I learned this week? A couple of things really. One, if the plan doesn't happen, it doesn't matter. You can rebuild, you can move on, you can adjust, and it's okay. You know, I didn't run my workout and I still feel good. Today's session will have been a really, really solid workout. That will have been an incredible endurance builder. It will have been a great aerobic builder. So, and doing a strong finish, just really good indicator that there's strength in the legs, I've got fitness, and that's really positive. I am going to adjust, I think, my plan for this week. So I'm still going to do my 110 kilometers. I'm going to do my easy run on Monday, and I'm going to do a workout on Tuesday. I'm going to take a rest day on Wednesday. I'm going to do a workout on Thursday, and I'll be nicely rested for it. I'll have an easy run on Friday and Saturday, and I'm going to do my long run again on Sunday. That's worked really well, and keeping the kind of early morning routine that's just been really, really beneficial for me today. So I don't know what workouts I'm going to do. I might do that 10 by 10k workout that I was going to do this week. I was kind of looking forward to doing it. I'd mapped out where I was going to do my repeats, and yeah, I just want to see how I go. So that's it. Look, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really, really love sharing the journey with you. Please do like, subscribe. You've already watched this far, so thank you so much. Come over and give me a follow on Instagram. Find me on Strava, PKSRUNS across all of these channels, and I will see you next week. Exactly 10 weeks to go. This is looking good so far. Have a brilliant week.